Now in the backyard I've moved all the wood from here. This tree stump has all of a sudden decided to come back to life. So we'll let the little shoots go and see what happens. These daylilies didn't do very much. This is the Elo garden. These are my leftovers from the frost and all that. Some of them may make it. Some of them may not. If they do, they do. If they don't, they don't. And then coming down the side of the fence, this is the crepe myrtle I put in last fall, and it just started blooming this week, and that's a good deal because that'll cover up this fence that I haven't fixed yet. And this is the backyard or the end of it, and you can see where I put the wood right up against the shed. And there's one forsythia right here that is still growing, and another one that has died. Right, so like Meatloaf said with the crepe myrtle, 2 out of 3 is not bad. And now I've got what, 4 out of 6 out of the forsythia. This one is dying, and there's one over there that I already took out. This is my small red maple on the one side, and it grows a little bit, but it's done really nicely with the leaves this year. And then one of my pride and joys, this is my red maple, and the leaves are just spectacular, and it's in all its glory. And nice. And here's the other forsythia I put in to balance the one on one side, and here is one of the Leland cypresses I put in this year, and you can compare it to the ones I put in 3 years ago, which are already roughly about 9 feet tall. Here's the stump for the first tree I cut down, and the pine tree which is grown out of it, and there's the replacement willow tree. Let's see if we can get a better picture. Well, hard to see in this sun, but here's the back, and as you can see as I zoom in, this whole area right here is hosta. Then this right here is a river birch. Okay, I still have some cut wood back there, more hosta. In the front here, I planted last year some daffodils, which have bloomed already, and then some tulips behind it. And then, let's see, right down here is bee balm, and then around the river birch is black-eyed Susans, and then some coreopsis and some columbine, some hosta. I put in some elephant ears here, but they haven't come up yet. This right down here is a columbine, I believe, that's stuck in the middle of the creeping Jenny. The blank area back there, I just put beans. And this area used to be full of creeping Jenny, except that I mulched it last year, and mulch doesn't work too well. And here are the daylilies up front, and iris is in the back. And then this is the herb garden, starting with the let's see, basil, and then there's a globe basil and sage, and then, oh, what is that? Savory, summer savory, and a purple sage in case you want to ride it, and garlic chives, and rosemary, and thyme, and then the parsley, so we've got it all there. Parsley, 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 parsley. More basil. Queen Thai basil. This is tarragon, and then wartime, and spearmint, and dill, which is not going to make it, and then more spearmint, right, and then these two are plants. This is a Boumannais, and I forget what this one is, and these are once again extra leftover tomatoes, and we'll see if they work on this side. And then here's the wood. And the rest of it is all over the fence, which I haven't shown. And here's my Norwegian maple, which has done very nicely this year. I have to say, as bad as the winter is, this is kind of the best. And I love what's happening down here. If you can see, I've girded at one point the bottom. This isn't going to make it. I girded the bottom, but now it's growing new leaves out from underneath, so I think it's going to make it. And this is the garden next to the patio, and right back here we have the peonies that used to be up front, and then you might be able to see right there coming up, these are a stilbe, and these are the daffodils. And then this is a Yoshino cherry, which I hope makes it. And then these up front I salvaged a couple of years ago, last winter, and they are called Alabama Slammers. And like most plants, they didn't do quite as well last year, but this is their second year, and they have rooted in. And then up front, some daylilies. See if we can get a picture of one. Yeah, just coming up. And then in front of the patio, we have all the different hoses for the above ground irrigation works. These are all sedum, some veggies, some pansies that aren't going to make it, phlox, and up front sedum and daylilies that will be transplanted in the fall. Gosh, more tomatoes and more sedum. Let's see, I think one is cantaloupe and the other, or squash, and the other is tomato, and these are the two Nippon daisies. And then the only thing left is the garden, which is going to be hard to see because of all the sun, but there's the little boy who lights up at night. He watches over, and we've got peppers in the front 2 rows, and then we have yellow squash, and the 4th row, and then behind that are the eggplant, and behind that, I think right here is the spaghetti squash. 1, 2, don't know, the third one's probably there. And then tomatoes, and I'm not quite sure which ones those are. Oh yeah, those are the ones that didn't have those are patio tomatoes. These are all the squash and squash down here. And then a couple of squash here. Right down here are the this row is bush cucumbers. This is some non-bush cucumbers and lemon boy tomatoes. Now these are the lemon boy tomatoes. These are the celebrity and bittersweet and the like. And then bush beans and tomatoes. And last but not least, the grapevines. Now the grapevine doesn't look very good. I just strung it over those two, but that's because I've never trimmed it back. And not trimming it back meant it just